So, so welcome everybody. This is my first live stream here at YouTube, and today we have a very important topic, I think. So, the topic is Beyond Burnout, a search for meaning. So, what I mean with that is, today we have this culture of relentless self-improvement. And you can call it hustle culture. And what I want to do today is that we explore what's behind this pursuit of perfection, and also what happens when that pursuit lacks a deeper purpose, and also then how we can find balance in this. And also, when we get burned out by this self-improvement, that is very good in many ways, what are the things that will make up for this? What is it that make people strive and then fall, get back up again, but find yourself in the same place where they were quite recently? What is the aim that is lacking? What's the aim that we need to have in our pursuit of everything that will make our life better, or anyway? So in the culture today of self-improvement, it's very good in many ways, and this is especially due to social media and YouTube influencers and persons like Jordan Peterson and Andrew Huberman and so forth. Really good, very solid, but matter of fact, you come to a point where you have to ask the existential questions, like what is the purpose behind what I'm doing? Because many of the things that we people do is mechanical, especially when you're new to pursuing better health, pursuing success, pursuing anything you can think of that will make your life, so to say, better. In many ways, it's very mechanical, and you can come far with it, but in the end, most people find themselves wanting to ask a question they don't really know. They don't really know what that question is. Often it's existential questions, and I would say it's when you don't know what's your priorities is, where should your attention be. So what's highest in your hierarchy? And let's see, so the sound is good. I don't know, maybe I will check it, sorry. But anyway, just let me check this. And in the meanwhile, for you that watch this after the live, sorry for you can't join the conversation. But for you that looking live right now, you can join this conversation through Streamlabs, through Streamlabs link in the description. I can also put it in the chat, and also you can join through Twitter, aka, or what is called right now, X. So it's called X Spaces now, I think, not Twitter Spaces as it was before. And you just join there, and you can raise your hand and I will pick you up. You request to speak. I'm quite new to this stuff, so I don't really know how it works, but I know that when you request to speak, I can accept it, and you came up. But remember, you have to unmute, because it will automatically mute you. But if you want to appear on the screen, you can join through the StreamYard. I think I said Streamlabs. It's StreamYard Link that I have in the description. Just join and I will see it and I will bring you up. And it's up to you if you want to show yourself on the camera or not, or just sound. Okay. So I will check now if the sound is good. I have this mic here, so I don't really know if I know it's working, but let's see. Okay. Remember, you have unmute, because it will automatically mute you. Okay, that's good. If you want to appear on the screen, you can join. Actually, really good. So I can give you an example of what I mean with a story. Not a story, but when I was on a Jordan B. Peterson event for a couple of years ago, and I were on this event, and I had a hotel room near the Levy, it's called, I think. Yeah, it's Levy. And I saw this guy. I was walking to the hotel after the event. So I saw this guy I recognized from the event. I thought it was, I thought he looked like to be a rigid guy. So I shouted at him and asked him what he thought of the event, if he thought it was good, and if he had any takes on it. So he was also with me in the VIP section where we have a Q&A with Jordan B. Peterson. So that's why I recognize him, because the event is quite big, but in the VIP section is not so many people. And you interact with each other and Jordan Peterson and so forth. But anyway, I shouted at him, and he recognized me as well. So we started to talk, and he opened up to me when we were in the lobby. And he let me take something to drink here. He opened up to me, and he said he didn't really know how to manage to have continuity with his let's see. So he didn't know what to make of his strive. And I asked him a couple of questions, what he worked with and so forth. And he was a professional football player, I think. And he also had a business where he had events and parties and so forth, quite successful. He was flying around and in different events and places in the world, pretty tight schedule and so forth. But he opened up to me, as I said, and I noticed that he was trying to get some insight into what to do. And I, of course, asked him, "Are you a Hindu?" Because he was an Indian guy. So not really. I'm not so well read in the tradition, and so okay. So I said, okay. The reason I asked is because it's quite common that Hindus have this concept of balance, and you have to have everything balanced inside and outside and so forth. So he was not religious. And he told me that every time he find himself on the top, he got frustrated with himself, because then he sorry, English is my second language, so sometimes I just forget the words. So he got off the path, so to say, his path he had laid before himself. So he said that it always comes a time when he find himself falling. So interesting, I thought. And he couldn't manage the discipline that he had laid in front of himself. And he didn't know how to balance it out. So I thought to myself that, okay, yeah. I told him what you can see archetypically in stories, especially the hero's journey. And you can see this pattern in many different movies and series and books, every narrative, is that when the hero comes in front of his enemy, he will do it with pride at first. And the hero will always overestimate his capacity and think that he can take on this massive enemy. And he fails in the beginning. He gets humiliated. And through humiliate, you know what I mean. He gets humbled. But he gets humbled. He goes back and find different ways to manage his adversary or his enemy. And in the end, he often managed to defeat him. But I just told him the part that in the beginning, it's very common, the hero will fall. And it's very much due to the aim of the hero as well. In the beginning, often they don't have any higher purpose. Don't have any telos. That is purpose. So he looked at me, and I saw on his face that he was thinking. And it was like he didn't have asked himself why he did the things that he did. Is it just the egoic spirit? The ego is driving, or yeah, whatever it could be. But anyway, he then looked at me, and I said to him, "Okay, so what I can hear from you, what you're saying to me, is that you're very one-sided." And he looked like, maybe. What else do you do besides work? Yeah, I train and so forth, but that is a passion, of course, is football. So that's good. And you train for health and so forth. But I asked him again, so what's happened? What do you think will happen when you come to a one-sided, to one side, to its extreme, on the edge, on one side? He was just quiet, so I said, so imagine a circle. You start up here, you go half around. In the middle, it will turn to the opposite, on the left side. When something turns in to the left side, the one-sidedness will turn the good into bad. So when something, this is true for everything. When something gets one-sided to its extreme, it will transform into its opposite. You can think of this in a very simplistic way, in that when you're reading, that's good. It's good for you if it's a good, balanced, nutritious diet. You're not diet, but yeah, just food. But when you're excessive in it, and you eat as a child, that you only eat what you want in the moment, then that becomes its opposite, not good. Instead of feeding your body with what it needs, you will then make it not function, because when you feed it too much, it will stop functioning in the proper way, and it will actually lead you to death, on a way to death. Let's say a highway to hell, because you will die most certainly if you overeat, to a earlier death than if you would have a balanced diet. So what is the problem then with this search for success and overdoing one's pursuit of success and happiness and well-being, so to say? You know, we all seen it. The endless content about pushing ourselves to the limit, achieving more, being more. You know, influencers like David Goggins, Andrew Huberman, as I said, and Peterson, they have inspired millions of people. And it's very good. And you can come a long way with just making your environment, your physical environment, a good environment. You will be more in tuned to that which cannot be seen with our eyes. It will make you more thoughtful. It will make you more clear in your thoughts, and you will just feel great if you pinpoint everything you have to do. Like I always, not always, but most of the time, if I have a new client, a coaching client, I will ask them, how is their sleep? That's fundamental. And this is a concept that have been sorry for my bad English here, but it has been popularized, that it is, by Andrew Huberman, and that's really good. Is that you can make your circadian rhythm quite correct in just a few tools that is cost free. And for myself, when I started to do that, it was just click, and then my problem with sleep will just disappear. And so I will always ask my clients how their sleep is, and if they get up early in the morning and get sunlight and actually go outside and get the sunlight into the eyes, and when they go to sleep, and what they do before they go to sleep. Do they watch screens, or do they read a book with a candle fire? Things like that. So that is very important, because many things that people say it's a depression, it's not a depression. It's just that you have a bad life, and you have bad routines, and you have no discipline, and you have to work on it. That's a matter of fact. But anyway, that's all good, that's all well. But I have seen it many times when people don't really know what the purpose behind their pursuit of well-being and happiness and success is. And it's breaking down to this point where people don't know where to go. I have done everything. I have all the money I can. Not all the money, but I get as much as money that I need. Sorry, I will just 2 seconds here. I will mute myself, and I will take this here. So you see the banner? It's a quote from Friedrich Nietzsche. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. That's a quote, food for thought. And once again, you can see that it comes down to purpose. If you have a purpose, you can suffer, because we have this life, and it's inevitable. Inevitable. Okay, inevitable. We all have to suffer in some way. If it might be psychological, physical, both, relational, everyone have to suffer. But suffering without meaning, that's the poison. That's the poison that make you a nihilist. What's the purpose of my suffering? So ask yourself, what is the highest you can aim for in your life? Is it something you can see, or is it something you can feel? Is it something you can put your hands on? If it's something that you can put your hands on, it's a rottening material that will disappear in time. So that can't be the highest, because it will disappear sooner or later. So you can see this, many people, they go through life and aim for success, and then they might get into drugs or self-medicating, depression. They make sinful life. They have excessive sexual relations. They feel the need to show themselves and get a confirmation from the people around them. So if you have a telos, you can bear. So what's your how? There's a simple way that is not so obvious in our times. It is starting a family. Quite easy. Maybe not easy, but it's there for everyone to try. Almost everyone. But especially for women, females, it's extremely important to have a child. And the earlier, the better. The lie that have been told to young girls now for years is just crazy. That you can be an independent woman. You don't need a man. Do what you want. Have a career. And then you're 35 or 40. And you realize that, oh man, I cannot get a child. That's really sad. So, and for men, it's all, of course, it's important as well. But the purpose to be a mother, that is one of the greatest purpose for a female, is to become a mother and find a good provider that can protect the family and put food on the table and teach the children to become a righteous men and righteous ladies. But many times I see people are struggling, even though they find themselves on high in the hierarchy of success, or they have become something. They have managed success. They have a training schedule. They eat well and so forth. But there is something missing. And this is even if you don't have a family, but there's something that's missing. And I would of course argue that it's religious, just as Carl Jung said. When the individuation process has come to its pinnacle, he said, oftentimes or almost of the time, you will notice that the person will strive and aim for something religious, some tradition of some sort. Because oftentimes that is the end point. And I would say it's the end point for this question of purpose. But it's a new beginning. That narrow path. So it's also one thing we have to ask ourselves is, how come you always do things for yourself? It's very often that people they do things most of the time for themselves. But when you put yourself aside and put your own needs aside for another person, that is when change is really starting. When you do a good deed that you don't want to do, that's really good to do. And also when you find yourself humbled. It's not special for a young guy with a big ego, and it can be quite devastating. But in the end, it's well needed harassment. No, but it's very, very needed for young, strong guys to get humbled by an elder or by a stronger person than themselves. Shrink the ego and let the seed of humility grow inside of you, and then it will grow like branches. You may be not going to get liked all the time, but that's okay. Yeah. So I would like someone to join me in this conversation. That would be amazing, but doesn't seem like it. I'm not that fond of just sitting and ramble, without anyone asking questions or someone I can ask questions to. But it's quite cosy here, so. Yeah, anyway, so we have this suffering in our life. But if you have a well-worth aim, that suffering will be a joyful a joyful suffering, and it will also be a joyful sorrow in a way. But don't get scared of that, because that is where your life will be, so to say, glorified. So this guy I met at this event, he was really struggling. He's not the first guy that I've seen that is very one-sided and doing everything right, in the eyes of the modern man. But fall, and don't have the capacity to integrate their routines, and don't have the discernment to know what to prioritize and put aside, what is too much, what is too little. That is the balance, and the discernment, it's extremely important. So this is a Jungian concept of the union of the opposites. That is when the third is coming. That is when we get whole. When we can have a union of everything. And you can see this is symbolized in the yin and yang. It's a perfect symbol for representing balance. You can see you have the black and the white. You have the light and the dark, but you have some darkness in light and light in darkness. And then you have this middle way, the golden way, so to say, the narrow path in the middle of the symbol. That is where we are supposed to go. But if you don't know why you're walking on this path, maybe it will become a meaningless suffering, and that is a black pill that you don't want to eat. That it have very devastating results. So, but let's talk about this paradox, the purpose paradox. The conflict many of us feel between external success, like making more money or getting more followers, or just getting more ahead in life, and feel inner fulfillment. It's a tough balance to strike. It's like you don't really have the choice to know what is happening in your life. So you need to be integrated and be able to find balance and to what's the word I'm looking for? Adjust to situations and make balanced decisions. Anyhow, I will just put this on the screen for a few moments, and I will just see if my Twitter is on. 2 seconds. So then we're back. I had some problems with my X account. In case someone wanted to join, I had to set it up with a, I don't know. I had to like confirm and authenticate and so forth. Yeah. Anyway, I would like if someone just came on and have any additional thoughts on this. I don't want to sit here and just ramble. But in the meantime, you can, if you check my description below, you will see the link to StreamYard, where you can join with or without a camera. And you can also join through X Spaces. You need to have the app for joining, and that is not video, it's only speaking, and it will come through the phone. So I will put the phone here so everyone can hear. But so I would suggest that you just call in on the StreamYard link in the below, in the description. And if you have a struggle in your life right now, or you have existential questions, or you need to, if you need to prompt up your life in any way, maybe integrate routines into your life so you feel better and can have a better life, and also be a pillar to your environment and your spouse and family and so forth. You need to get healthier. I have diet plans and training programs that you can purchase. Just look at my website in the description. You can also book a coaching session with me, and we can have those. And I have those sessions through wherever you like to have your coaching session, through Zoom, Skype, or whatever. It works very well. We can take it on the phone, even the mail sometimes. People prefer that as a start. It's in a comfortable setting. Quite good. And also you can, if you like to come out in the wilderness and you want to hike and don't know where to start, what gear you need to purchase or rent to be able to come out in the wild or just in nature. You don't know where you should hike and so forth. I also do guidance with that, so the guidance is shaped through your preferences and your wishing and your I forgot a word. Not always easy to talk in your second language, even though you think you're quite fluent speaking, but it's more like Swinglish, and sometimes I forget the words. But I guide people through tiring to forget. But if you want to come out and hike, you can send me a request and I will help you with, if you want a coaching session, because you like to come out in nature and maybe do a solo hike for the first time or something like that. I will guide you through that, and I base everything on your preferences and your what's the word? It's an easy word, but I forgot it. Oh, of course. Oh man. Based on your previous experience, of course. Because it can be quite hard to know where to start. What gear should I have, and what kind of hike should I do? And what kind of hike do my experience allow me to do without it getting too dangerous? But oftentimes it's not that dangerous. It's just not as comfortable as sitting in your apartment or in your house. But when you go out and hike in nature, that's also one thing that connects to the topic in that way, that many people on a subconscious level, they are drawn to nature because it's a sense of awe. It's almost like a noumena. It's like a numinous experience, a magical, like a spiritual experience. And but they're still atheists, or not believing in a God, or not practicing any spiritual practices, or they are not in a tradition, or so forth. So hiking is, what I have seen for many people, is it's very spiritual, and that is what it is for me as well. And not just that, of course, but one important part is that when you come out to nature, it's not that you flee your life. It's that you actually come into reality. You come into reality. You're in a proper place when you come into nature. When your situation is very simplistic. You have everything you have in your backpack. And you have to adjust to the environment and the situations and the weather, and you have to rely on yourself. And actually, that is, in our modern life, we feel really good when we restrain ourselves, when we cut every unnecessary conformity. We cut off all the comfort, not at one time, but you do it. Yeah, in a low pace, or the pace that you can manage. Restrain your, of course, balance, but restraining one's indulgence in food, indulgence in comfort, in entertainment, and so forth. The paradox is that it is not boring to be bored. What I mean with that is, when you restrain yourself from entertainment and indulgences in distractions, food, drugs, over excess of social engagement and so forth, and just let yourself be, you will notice that you will be very content in a moment. And especially that will amplify when you're in nature. So a solo hike is a great way to get a sense of something other than this modern life. So that is something that I have seen, and of course for myself I have always been conscious of the spiritual part of hiking. It strange thing happen when you're alone in nature. Strange and really wonderful things. And just to be, just to drink water from a stream, and to think and to have foresight, to don't waste the water, not to waste your food unnecessarily, because you don't know where the next stream are. Sometimes it's, depending on where we are, you can't really see it on the map. So you are restrained naturally outside in nature. That's why I like to focus on that as well. If people don't, if I have a client and they don't, they never have been outside in nature for a longer period of time, for just a day hike, sometimes I suggest them to consider a solo hike, or just a hike with their partner. That can be a great adventure, even close to cities, if you're not used to be outside and sleep in the forest or in the mountains. Of course, that is more. There are not so many people in the mountains outside of the trails, but on the trails, of course, there is. Yeah. No one is jumping on. And I didn't really wanted to just sit and ramble for myself here. So maybe I will shut this stream down soon if no one jumps on. Oh yeah, not that one. There it is. This one, if you enjoy my work and you enjoy this stream, you can donate and just tag it with your camera phone. And you'll be able to donate through PayPal. So that's what that is for. And all my information is in the description. So if you want to book a coaching session or purchase a training program or a diet plan, you're free to do that. And I always offer a free consultation. I was just about to sneeze. So yeah, I always offer a free consultation. So check that out. Anyway, so I've been on here for 1 hour and 16 minutes. I'm starting to get quite tired here, but anyway, I will just go over to the site and see what is happening over there. So So feel free to check out the link in the description, and if you want to join, you're free to do so, and with or without the camera. So the topic is beyond burnout. So if you weren't here in the beginning, what I mean with that is the overindulgence in pursuit of success and well-being, so to say, and that is all well and good. The hustle culture, but oftentimes it comes to a point where you cannot, you will fall, and you will find yourself fall time and again, and you don't know how to have a balance in your pursuit, because there is a lack of a telos, that is a purpose, a higher purpose. So what's the purpose for the things you're doing right now? Anyway, I will check on, let's see here. I'm about to lose my voice here. I've been talking for an hour. Okay. So, not many people inside here. 3 persons. Okay. See if you can write something in the chat. If you have any questions, you're free to put them in the chat, and also you can join through X Spaces, and you can join through StreamYard. Oh, hello, Tommy. And Apex the Eye. Recognize the name. I don't know where from, but so Tommy, if you want to jump on, you can jump on. Also, Apex the Eye, you can also jump on if you like to. Otherwise, I will close down soon. Så Tommy, du går in på om du går in i description. If you go into the description, Tommy, you can find a link. You can find a link in the description. So if you find it, I will just I can put it in the chat. I'm quite new to this. I'm trying to find my way through this high-tech StreamYard thing. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. So Apex Die, what's your thoughts on Friedrich Nietzsche? If you're still here with us. So there it is. So Apex the Eye, do you want to come on? Okay. Let's see. If you go into the description, Tommy, you will find it. Aha, don't work. Strange. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it should work. I will try it. Okay, let's see. It works for me. So, entering the studio. Yes, it works over here, but so I just tried to. Okay, yeah, here we go. Add Mr. Tommy to this. Oh, hello, Tommy. How are you doing?
Yo,
Yo, how are you doing, my friend?
wait, I gotta mute the YouTube video.
No problem.
So there's some background noise there. Small
Hey,
children.
no problem. No, that's it's the sound of life.
Yeah, it is. I guess it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. So all good and well. So, Mr. Lumberjack, what have you been up to today? Do you have any thoughts on the topic? And
Mr. Lumberjack. I recorded a video out in my gym before I came here, so you gotta refresh my mind about the topic.
yeah, the topic is beyond burnout.
Yeah.
A search for meaning. So what I mean with that is, we oftentimes in modern society we have this this pursuit for success, pursuit for well-being and health and so forth.
Yeah.
But what you can see in many modern people is they rise and fall.
Yes.
That's when you start to ask the existential questions, and you ask, what is the telos behind my actions? You know, the purpose behind your actions.
Yeah.
If you don't have any purpose, it becomes a meaning. It becomes meaningless suffering.
Yeah, and that is the shittiest form of suffering, right?
Yeah,
Where you just
that's the
suffer.
black pill.
Yeah,
That's the black pill.
right. So, do you have an experience with this? Can you did you have a period in your life where you chased something like this without meaning?
Yes, of course. It's. I think it's quite bound to the early age, in the teenage, and in the 20s, when you have. I would say for myself, I have always had some notion of the spiritual and religious and so forth. But I in the early age, you're not so prone to put attention on it, because you want to strive, and that's all good and well in the early days of a man's life, because you have to learn, and you have to do trial and error, and you have to fall and get humbled. And you want to content with your bros and your and everyone. So of course I have had that experience, and I would say what you do is you cling to material things, you cling to success but not the success that you have actually, but the success in other people's eyes. That's very common. I could see that in So and in the start of this stream, I told a story about an Indian guy I met at Jordan B. Peterson event. He was in the VIP section, and when I was going to the hotel, he was actually staying on the same hotel. And
nice.
So I asked him what he thought of the event, the Q&A with Peterson and so forth. And he started to open up, and he was a quite successful young guy that had a big event firm, was traveling around and having big events, I don't know, party or something like that. And he was a professional football player. So so he opened up to me, and I noticed he wanted me to have a. He was searching for insight, somewhere, and wanted to see if I could relate to, when you do everything right, you do your training, you eat your food that is good for you, and you make good decisions and so forth. You have the discipline and routines and everything, but then you find yourself, he said, finding himself falling down, and so it was
So
quite obvious.
What was his? How did so he was quite successful now also, right? But
I don't know. I don't have any contact with that particular guy. So, but it was a good example,
Oh yeah. It is.
And it's not the first time. I've seen it in both clients and also people around me. People with success that start to ask where to go next. And people are very afraid to how to say anyway how to they're afraid where their questions might lead them.
So what do you think they're scared of?
That their atheist presuppositions might be somewhat the ground for their nihilism, or their that their presupposition from the perspective of their atheist perspective, that I hear a lot of voices.
Yeah. He's getting better.
Is it war? It's wartime.
It's fucking wartime. But now it's getting better.
Yeah. So anyway, where was I? They're afraid to where it might lead them. What's the higher purpose?
Yeah. I think also people are really scared that, like, is this it? I would, if I were to place myself, at where am I on my journey at the moment? I struggle a lot with, like, okay, so I've covered all my basic needs as a human being. I'm fed. I have a roof over my head. I have no demons chasing me in my head, at least not at the moment. Got figured out a lot of stuff, and fixed a lot of holes that were leaking. Created a life for myself that I'm, in some sense, always wanted to have. So now I'm sitting here like, is this it then? Is this how it should feel like? like, like,
How does it feel?
how does it feel? No, but it feels.
Are you content?
Yeah, I am. I am, and that's that is. I feel like this. By the end of the day, Tommy, would you like to repeat this day that you had today? Usually, more and more, my answer is yes. Yeah. So, what happened today? Now, I had a workout in the morning. I took a walk, ate some food, played with the kids, took a nap. It's quite simple. I read a book. Like, it's so goddamn simple, everything. And I'm like, yeah, I guess in a way, this is like. But what I'm struggling with is the like have it all, the simplicity of the feeling of being content and like, yeah, I would like to repeat this day. The ingredients it takes for me to have that feeling that I want to repeat the day is very simple. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's not a lot that I require as a human being to have this feeling of, I don't want to call it happiness, but it's like,
Yeah, happiness is a watered down word.
yeah,
It's
it is, it is.
yeah,
But
it's really
feeling
corny. Yeah.
peace, like peaceful, like um, because
I yeah,
yeah, I
sorry.
just got to wrap it up there. But how I'm programmed and what's connected to your topic here and what you started by talking about, like I've always believed that for me to get this feeling that I have now on a typical Wednesday or whatever day it might be, I thought I would need to do more, bigger, upwards all the time. I thought if I do that, if I climb high enough, I'm going to find, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm going to find something. But it was always the answer to my searching or how to say it was always like, do less. Shut up and sit down and be quiet and don't do nothing. Like,
Yeah, you're not so special.
no,
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 exactly. Yeah, yeah.
no, like, no.
It's like a disease today. That many young people get told the story of success. You have to do
Yeah,
this.
like,
You're so special.
ah,
But I can relate 100% to what you're saying, and simplicity is a big key.
it
And
is.
restrain yourself. Don't
Yes.
indulgence in food. Don't indulgence in sex, and don't indulgence in social engagement.
Mm,
Everything has to be placed in the proper way. In the hierarchy
yeah.
where your priorities is. And when it's becoming one-sided, it turns into its opposite, and that's not good.
You know,
So
when I was like,
discernment.
I just break in there a bit. Like,
Yeah,
I
no
was like
problem. You go.
27 years old.
Yeah,
I worked as a firefighter. I worked as a learning and development manager for a huge company. I was in good shape. I made quite a lot of money. I had a good wife. On paper, like everything looked good. Um, but I was just playing follow John. I
yeah,
played that game. Like, I looked around me like, so now I'm an adult. What should I do? And I started doing these things that I saw everyone else doing. And for some fucking reason, it went pretty well for me because I was like, yeah, this is like a video game. Play, these are the rules, blah 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 blah. So I did all the stuff, but I was like, every time I achieved something that I aspired to achieve, I didn't feel anything. I was like, okay, so what's next? What's next? What's next? That type of culture, that way of thinking, it makes you rotten from the inside. So I did that, and then I woke up in that fucking hypnosis, matrix, call it whatever, and like, no, this is just a game. Everyone is playing this game because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So they're just playing follow John. They're following each other. That's the game. We're just copying each other. Like, we dress a certain way, we talk a certain way, we aspire for certain things connected to work, career, whatever. It's just who the fuck made this game up? We're just playing it like mindless drones.
Yeah, it's called consumerism.
Oh yeah.
So it's a intermingle with everything that you can consume. Not just consuming purchase material stuff and so forth, but consuming other humans as well.
Oh yeah, everything.
Yeah, of course. Yes. And that's a big distraction, and that is especially what you can see in and also I've seen in myself, of course. When you just aim for the next thing, as you said as well, and that is that you need something before you to make you going.
Yes.
But as I said in the beginning in the video as well, one thing that is also very true for our modern society today, especially in like a secular country like Sweden, is you don't tell people that the simple things is the way to go, and not the career path. It's not bad to have a career and get money, but to start a family, it has been true for thousands of years. It's just in this little period of time where it's neglected.
Yes.
Especially for females, to get children.
So you focus on, it's like you focus on 25 different things in your life and at 25 different directions searching for something, but you skip like the most fundamental basic thing that you're kind of constructed to just do, like like being a mother or a father or so. I don't think I've said this before myself also, but what we're doing, this experiment we are in this modern society, the system produces a lot of obedient taxpayers, but strong people, like when I sweep with my eyes around me, especially when I'm like in a city or something where there's a lot of humans, I don't see that much strong people. Like I don't know what I'm seeing.
Despair.
I see people just walking, just
zombies.
Yeah, it's almost scary. Like it's
and not it's not just like people are they're of course a dumbing of the people, but also it's like a zombie that is hypnotized with her, so it's a cake, but upon the cake there's a bigger death cake, you know.
I think the
So,
zombie thing is really interesting. Like, I talked to my son about that. He's 11 years old, so he's starting to get interested in these types of movies, and he starts to reflect about them. And I told him like a while ago, we watched the zombie movie. What is it called, with Brad Pitt? Yeah, it doesn't matter. And I was like, you know, if the world, if the reality, you know, and everything turns a bit upside down, this is how it can looks like the zombies in the movies are actually humans. Like, think about it like that. We just had an interesting discussion about it. Like, maybe you can read in more in this movie, was my point that I tried to give him. Like, then these are some type of monsters that
yeah, because they actually exist in reality. The concept of zombies, you know.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah, you know, it's like in this book here, the Tibetan Book of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I own a version of that book, you know.
Okay. Do you have the one with Carl Jung forwards?
No, I don't remember. I stole it from a library.
Oh, okay.
When I was like 18 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, you have these different realms. You have one realm that is one of the lowest realms, and there is where the hungry ghosts exist.
Oh yeah. Hungry ghosts.
And they are never content. They are always hungry, and they are always seeking. That's the zombie archetypal.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
So, and it's also a part of this consumerism, consuming things, you know. Yeah. So
like a monster.
So it's of course, you know, when you look at what is popular in the culture, that says something about the unconscious of human in this time. Is the zeitgeist, you know, the spirit of the time.
Yeah.
And
I said that a couple of times during the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know what, I said it to a lot of friends. I'm like, can't you see this? This shit is going on. And of course it did. But I remember thinking when I logged into Netflix, and they have this, like, the most popular movies at the moment. And I saw that I had I had nothing to I don't remember exactly what type of movies it was like a year before I started thinking about this, but my brain told me that, okay, something is changing, because a lot of these old titles came back to life again. This super brain dead entertainment that was quite popular had like been pushed away a bit from these. It was like the movie Gladiator, the TV series Vikings. There was a lot of movies with these, like, these archetypical hero stories came up a bit again. And my thought was, this is just people are a bit scared. People are you know, they feel maybe they have a hard time. So you are more inclined to be drawn to certain type of stories. And it was just something I reflected about during the pandemic. Yeah. Does it make
just
sense? What I'm saying?
to go back to what you said before. When you're in a city, you don't see many strong people, but you know what you don't have. You really want, and
Oh
what
yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have,
yeah.
you want in your life.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not a coincidence that as
I guess not, right? I guess not.
you
I
know,
guess not.
because that is what is lacking in our society.
Yeah, right.
Uh, People thirst for heroes and
Yeah,
strong people,
mm,
people that is righteous with good morals,
yeah, yeah.
that make the right decision in the right time, and
Yes.
also it have been many. I don't you actually I haven't owned a TV for since I moved out when I was just a teenager. So, but
Good
so
for
I
you.
don't watch a
Good,
lot of
good for
movies.
you. Good for you.
There are some good movies, and what you can see in newer movies is anti-heroes. So people
Yeah,
also get a little more confused about what
yeah.
is good and what is bad. In
Yes.
older movies, it was quite clear. Okay, this is a demon, and this is a savior.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Superman.
yeah. So
Yeah,
absolutely. 2 seconds. I need to fix something to a glass of water. Two
yeah.
seconds. I
Same
will
here.
just.
Same here.
Great. See you soon. There we go.
There we go. So I got like 10 more minutes before I need
Yeah.
to grab the kids.
Yeah. I also have to wrap it up soon. I've been here for almost 2 hours. My voice is starting to leave me here. But uh, so you said you had this this pursuit for success in your life, and now you have this more rural living, this more traditional form of living where you find meaning in the subtle things in life. You create and you build. I've seen on your Instagram. I'm fascinated. You live a life that I am aiming for. With children and outside in nature and so forth. That is a very meaningful setting. and
You know
also
it.
exemplar for the kids to grow up in.
It feels very strange. It happens sometimes that someone tells me that what you said right now, that it looks no like I am probably the opposite of full of myself, so I'm saying this. But when someone says like the life you live, it looks beautiful or whatever, like I would like to live like that. To me, that is a very strange thing to take in, because. But I get it. I get it. Intellectually, I can get it. But my spontaneous thought is like, yeah, but it's really basic.
Yeah, it's
So
very
like,
basic.
yeah. But I get it. The it's not easy just because it's basic. But it's like, yeah, it's nothing special. I'm thinking that's my spontaneous thought when I hear that you say something like that. Like, yeah, it's
You
like,
know, but it's also it requires discipline, and you know, I have seen this in my life always. You know, I'm always trying to make my life harder than it
yeah.
than it not supposed to be, but I forget the
I,
English word sometimes. You
nah,
know what I mean?
I get what you're
It could
saying.
be easier, but I chose the harder path. I choose to not do this. Everything
Yeah.
I like to do,
Yes.
I restrained. I don't do it. So people say, "Oh, don't you like this?" I love it. Why don't you do it? No, it's not for me to do. And you
I
know,
know.
when you restrain
Hey.
yourself, you really when and you know, it's a truth, not just in the mechanical way how you do it,
Mm,
and or
mm,
how you think in your thinking patterns. It's
yes.
also chemical.
Yes.
Of course, when you push yourself, you will feel great. The simplest you know, when you train, it's so simple. Yeah, you feel
Yeah.
good afterwards.
Yes.
Nothing strange, you know. So, but uh, it's you know, it has to have a purpose. So in your case, you have a great family, and you seem to be a very good provider, and being very engaged with the children, and you teach them things that is necessary, and it seems that you do it in a very pedagogical way, you know, but you make the things fun, but not too fun.
Never too fun.
Never too fun. You
No,
can see sometimes in your videos, you know, you can see,
never too fun.
but you I think it's a middle kid with the afro.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He seems to never complain.
I mean,
He's a
seriously,
tough little boy, that one.
that kid, like me and my wife, we should like. I don't know how we should prepare ourselves for him, starting school and stuff like that. And like, I'm thinking Brazilian jiu-jitsu 5 times a week. Like that fucker needs to. Sorry for calling you that,
Yeah,
but that he needs to be. He's operating at some different level than kids his age. Like
yeah,
the way he wields an axe. Like if I told him, Elliot, today you and I we're gonna butcher some chickens. He would stand there like a small soldier with his axe. Like, okay,
yeah,
when do we do it? I'm like, kid, you should probably not butcher chickens when you're 4 years old, but he would he so that's what I like about like being a father also, that my demons and my all my challenges and you know all the time, I can put a lot of that aside and just focus on trying to create small strong humans. So that's like a cheat code I'm thinking. So because that you always
I don't know if you can hear me, but you're lagging quite hard.
so
Yeah, I hear you now, but your picture is frozen. But yeah, anyway.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your picture. No, yeah, everything is
So
great.
I just need I'm gonna wrap up that thought there, but like
Yeah.
it is a cheat code, but also in my little brain up here, I'm thinking like, doesn't everyone has the cheat code? And then I sweep with my eyes around me like, no, obviously not. It's not a cheat code.
Okay,
Because
can you just sorry? Can you just clarify that? Do you mean that you have is your cheat code to put your focus on your kids? Is that what you're saying, or
like, if you have a shitty day,
yeah?
and I have shitty days. So they help me to not care that much about my shitty days or like get stuck on certain thought patterns or negative blah blah blah, because I have a mission that I need to always focus and accomplish. Like I got small humans, like, so I'm calling that a cheat code, but then I'm realizing also like, so for me it's a cheat code, but for my neighbor these small humans might be just annoying and something that makes that person more tired and more worn down and more. So it's not a cheat code for everyone. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Okay, yeah, I see. And you know, it's a perfect example of setting yourself aside
yeah, exactly.
and
That's what I'm
live
trying to say.
for the other.
Yes.
And of course, that is easier with the family, but that will extend. And you can think it like this: when you by your presence in front of your children, acting the way you act, that will also extend to them. There will be a virtue they will attain.
Oh yeah.
And they will you know, care for the other.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
the way of coming in communion with people. And that is also something that is very much lacking today. That's very important. You know, I will take this shortly, but I was on a baptism. My best friend, his child was baptized, and then my other friend, my childhood friend, we were a couple of guys. We were childhood friends, and we were 4 years old. So, and he have the other guy have 3 children, and a little one. I think he's 3 years old. I think 2.5, 3 years old. And he's, you know, he is. I watched him every time. You know, you can see him how he moves and how he engages with people.
Yes.
He's a very, very nice little kid, but he's quite, you know, when he don't want your presence, he will tell you, no, go away.
Yes. Yes.
And then he will go to a own adventure, and he will go away from the crowd, and then he will just sit and inspect the environment. So I was looking at him, and then his father come to behind me, and he saw me watching his child. So I said, is he always like this? Okay. So I told him, you can really see that he's a very gentle soul. He's really he's a really good kid. And he said, he's extremely nice. He told me that they have this this girl in class that have I don't know, Down syndrome in parallel class. He told me that he's always striking her cheek and say to the other children, look at her, she's beautiful. So you can, in some kids you can see they have this kind spirit.
Yes.
Not every child has, but
no, and that is also like something every parent should be mindful of, that you might
accumulate it.
You might think that, oh, here comes my little toddler, he's a fucking chaotic little beast and he just behaves badly, but you love him because you're his parents. But like, not every person is gonna do that. Like same with teachers, everything, like, yeah. But this one,
it's time for nap, right?
3rd-degree burn on her hand. She fell down a fire pit with both hands, like.
Ooh, Jesus. What did the doctor say? Will she manage without bruises, or maybe?
We'll see. We've been there switching bandages for like 1.5 weeks now, every day.
Okay.
So it's quite bad, but it's getting better.
That's great to hear.
It's and I mean the way that my kids are being raised out here, I'm just happy that nothing like Elliot, he's probably gonna chop some finger off sometime. I don't know. Like I'm kind of expecting that. Like, so yeah, I just got to be prepared for meeting the healthcare and like.
But I heard you said in a video that your father, he was a knife smith. Yeah. So if the kid Elliot cuts his hand off, he can just do like Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
So it's better if it happens here with our family. But yeah, I appreciate this talk, brother. Let's see this as a warm up for the podcast. And gotta go put the baby to sleep.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much for jumping on. It was you rescued my stream here, so thank you very much.
No problem. Take care, brother.
Take care, Tommy. Good night. So that was really fun. Tommy is a guy that I have been engaging with through text message and so forth, and we follow each other on Instagram. So get to know each other that way. And I was supposed to be on his podcast, but we didn't manage to pin down a day for it. But hopefully soon. Yeah, quite extraordinary guy, that one. So I recommend you go look him up at on his Instagram. Tommy, let's see what his name is. Alfredsson. Also a Swede, and his let's see what his Instagram account. Let me see here. So you can, I will put in the description that is what I will do. I will put this information. So I think everyone should check his Instagram account out, and I also believe he have a YouTube channel and and of course a podcast where he I don't know, but it seems that he make episodes quite rapidly, quite often. So, and yeah, was great to try out this streaming thing. It was my first stream, and I think I will do it again. Maybe I then will have guests that have applied to come on, so I don't have to wait out and get tired, because it's quite tiring to just sit down and talk and talk and talk and talk to yourself. As for me, I need engagement with another person to keep on talking. But if no one gets on, I will be here for, let's see what's the clock. Okay. Okay, 10 more minutes, then I will call it a day, actually. But head over to my website, mattiaslidbom.com, and for yours on the Swedish viewers, mattiaslidbom.se. And completely the same site, just different languages. But anyway, you can check out the links in the description, where you can book coaching sessions, training programs, diet plans, and so forth. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. That will really help. And also put notification on, so you never miss a video from me. So I think that is all. And also, if you like to donate, you can do it through this QR code, or just look in the description. You can donate that way. And my coaching sessions, I always offer a free consultation. Yeah, between 30 minutes to 60 minutes, depending on how much time we need. And it has been quite nice to stream, right? So if there is a topic you would like me to bring up in the next stream, please let me know. Just put it in the comment here, or just send me an email, or text me at Instagram or whatever. So I will just pick it up there, and I might bring the topic up. And you can also, every time I have this stream, you can put your question in the comment section, or just put your thoughts, reflections, and I might pick them up. So yeah, anyway, I said 10 more minutes, but I won't do that. I will wrap this up, and I wish you a good evening.